Okay, so a question I get asked an awful lot is, what's the best guitar to learn on or to play if you've got small hands or small fingers? Yep, there does seem to be quite a lot of people who are in the same boat with this same kind of problem. You know, making chord shapes, fretting notes, soloing, or they feel that the fretboard or the neck or whatever is just too big. So today, I'm going to do my best to try and answer the question, what's the best guitar for people with small hands? Right, first off, I'm going to start by saying that playing guitar is not easy. It's hard, especially when you're learning. It's hard. If it was easy, then everyone would be doing it, and everyone would be a guitar hero, and everyone would be awesome. But they're not.
Is it possible to learn this power?
I think Fender did a study, and like an unbelievably stupid high percentage of guitarists gave up within the first 3 weeks of starting to play guitar. And to those people, I say, well, you obviously just didn't want it badly enough. I mean, another thing is, I've seen kids, as young as 6 playing full-size classical guitars. I mean, I started guitar lessons when I was 8 on a full-size classical guitar, so even with small hands it can be done. But there are other options. I mean, take me for instance, right? I've got arthritis in my left hand and in my left fingers, but playing guitar now is harder for me than it was 20 years ago. I've had to alter the way I play, especially if I want to play for any amount of time, and some guitars are easier for me to play. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. Now listen, this isn't an exhaustive list of all the guitars that are great for people with small hands. If I've missed any out or you feel like recommending any, jump in the comments and let people know your thoughts on it, because it is a big help for guitarists with small hands or people with mobility issues in their fingers. So, first things first, let's just forget about 3/4 length guitars, the teeny tiny kids guitars and everything. They're okay for children, they're fine, but kids will eventually outgrow them and have to move up onto a full-size guitar. And if you start playing one of these 3/4 size guitars as an adult, number one, you're going to look ridiculous. Number two, you're going to find it hard to switch up to a full-size guitar eventually. Now, one of the big problems here is your choice of these guitars is very, very, very limiting. You want a cool Gibson Les Paul or a sweet Fender Strat? Nah, tough, not happening. You're just gonna have to stay with your crappy 3/4 size thing. So if you're an adult with exceptionally small hands or finger mobility issues, there's better choices out there than 3/4 length neck guitars. I mean, take the Fender Mustang for instance. It's got a smaller fretboard and a shorter neck, and it's great for playing chords and getting around that old fretboard. It's a bit smaller than the Strat, still a Fender, and they are nice guitars to play. Although some people might be put off by the fact that it's an offset, bit weird looking, and they aren't for everyone. But, I'm just telling you what's out there. Now, next one, Jacksons. I find Jacksons are super, they're so thin, they're wafer thin necks, and they're very, very easy to play. Jacksons are made to be played fast. The necks are slim, super easy to play rhythm and lead on. They're great guitars, they're nicely made. A lot of people can get put off with Jacksons though, because they can be a bit pointy and are very, very, very metal guitars. But for ease of playing, you cannot go wrong with a Jackson. Now, next up, this is where it gets really biased, the Ibanez, particularly the RG series. I love Ibanez guitars. I find them comfortable, they're not too heavy, and they are very, very, very easy to play. And they look stunning as well. The fretboards are nice and slim, not chunky, easy to play rhythm and lead. I suppose one of the cons with the Ibanez is that most of them got the Floyd Rose tremolos on, and if a floating tremolo is not something you're familiar with or you've never used before, it probably can be a bit daunting or off-putting. But don't let that put you off. Please don't let it put you off, because once you get used to an Ibanez, you'll fall in love with the guitar. Now, another one is ESP guitars. I mean, most ESP guitars, again, pretty metal. They're designed again to be played fast, and that again means slimmer neck, thinner profile, easy to solo on, easy to play chords on, and ESPs are nice looking guitars. I think they'll probably have something for everybody. Now another one, again biased here, the Fender Strat. Now I said at the start of the video, I've got pretty bad arthritis in the fingers of my left hand, and one of the easiest guitars I own to play is a Fender Strat. It's not the thinnest or the fastest neck around, but for me it is one of the most comfortable. Now I don't know if that's down to my familiarity with that guitar, or do you know what, no matter how sore my hands are or anything like that, I can always play on that guitar for hours. I mean, I'm actually finding the same thing with my Hello Kitty Strat that I just got, so you know, it's the neck on that is just as comfortable as on my my Fender Strats, so yeah, must be a Fender thing. But yeah, very, very comfortable guitar to play. Now the next one is the Gibson SG Modern. Now anyone who knows me knows I'm not a huge Gibson fan. I mean, I love the way the guitars look, but I have always found the necks uncomfortable and not suited to my style of playing, which is a shame because for me, Les Pauls are one of the coolest looking guitars out there. I just can't get on with them. But the Gibson SG Modern brings some fresh updates to the table. The asymmetric slim taper neck provides ergonomic comfort and faster playability. It's made of mahogany with an ebony fretboard, and the neck feels super smooth to the touch. And another thing with Gibson SGs is they're very light as well, so it's light, comfortable to play, so well done Gibson. But one of the easiest guitars I've ever played is the Washburn N2 that I own. The guitar has possibly the thinnest and fastest neck I have ever played in my life, and the guitar is unbelievably light. So, you know, the Washburn N series, a bit more expensive, but also a consideration. Look, there's many guitars out there that will suit your style of playing, your hand size, and they'll be faster and easier to play than others. The best thing you can possibly do is try as many guitars out as you can. I mean, if you go to a decent music store, they will understand what you know, they will not mind you taking your time to try a guitar out, you know, for a little bit of, you know, a little bit of time to see if it's the right one for you. Play as many different guitars as you can, and don't always go for looks. Go for a guitar that feels comfortable when you're playing it. I mean, always ask the sales dudes or, you know, whatever as well. They will also have recommendations for guitarists with smaller hands or fingers. But if you pick up a guitar and play it and it still feels uncomfortable after 10 minutes, or just move on, seriously. Now, the guitars I've mentioned today, just jumping off points, somewhere for you to start your search. But I do believe that there is a guitar out there for everybody. Sometimes it just takes a little bit longer to find the right one for you. Like I said at the start, if you've got any other suggestions for guitars for people with small hands, mobility issues or anything like that, then please jump in the comments, drop your recommendations and share your knowledge. You've got no idea how much you might actually be helping somebody out. Anyway, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Do all that YouTube stuff. You can also become a channel member now. Really helps the channel out. And don't forget, I stream every Wednesday, 9 PM UK time. It's usually just me and some buddies chatting about guitars, gear, amps, whatever. So come along and check it out. Thanks again. Take it easy. Peace out.